U.S. power grid and communications could be wiped out at any moment after what was just spotted. It seems like every day we learn about another potential disaster that could wipe out all of humanity at a moment's notice. Not only have we had to be concerned about a nuclear attack from North Korea, there is also the threat of ISIS wandering our streets. For years, we have been told that the United States could be targeted with an EMP attack, or that we are on the brink of a financial collapse. Now, while these are all highly probable scenarios, there is one scenario that could wipe out all of our communications in the blink of an eye. There are many dangers that we face living on a planet Earth, and one of them is very object that also gives us life. The sun is 92.96 million miles, which is the perfect distance from Earth in order not to burn us alive. However, even in its design perfection, there is always a chance it could harm the human population on Earth. For quite some time, FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Administration, has been planning for a massive solar storm that would be stronger than anything we have seen before. If a solar storm were to occur, it could potentially knock out our entire power grid system in the United States. And if that is not enough to be concerned about with what NASA just discovered on the sun, well, I certainly hope that the safeguards that have put in place for a solar storm will protect us from what was just found. A huge spot on the sun has been discovered that potentially could send massive solar flares down to Earth. The sunspot, dubbed AR2665, is 74,560 miles, 120,000 kilometers wide. Big enough to be seen from the Earth. Experts in NASA have said the spot that has been located has enough power to produce M-class solar flares. This type of solar flare has the ability to cause radio blackouts on Earth, knock out communications, satellites, and create radiation storms. According to the Daily Mail, in a statement, NASA said a new sunspot group has rotated into view and seems to be growing rather quickly. It is the first sunspot to appear after the sun was spotless for 2 days, and it is the only sunspot group on the sun at this moment. It could be the source for some solar flares, but it is too early to predict just what it will do. Forecasters from the NOAA say that there is a 25% chance of M-class flares today because the sunspot is directly facing our planet. While the sunspot could be a threat to Earth, it also provides a chance for keen photographers to capture rare images of the sun. Speaking to spaceweather.com, Mr. Bruno Boni de Oliveira, an amateur photographer, said, "For months I've been observing airplanes flying through the sun on their way to Newark Airport. However, I've never been successful in capturing the perfect shot because the sun is usually too bright for a proper exposure." On July 11th, summer haze and New York City pollution allowed me properly expose the sun at a good angle for the busy air traffic route just a few minutes before the sun set. As I focused, surprise, there was a sunspot. I quickly checked spaceweather.com to find out it was the huge AR2665. The sunspot was first detected by NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory last week, and it appears to have lingered through to this week. A sunspot is actually found in cooler areas on the surface of the sun caused by interactions with the sun's magnetic field. These sunspots appear in areas that have intense magnetic activity, and when that energy is released, they can cause huge solar flares and storms. FEMA has been preparing for an event like this to occur for quite some time, and has even mapped out a disaster plan. Ever since September 1st, 1859, there has not been another major solar sun or storm, and they plan to make sure they are prepared. The storm in 1859 was so powerful that when the shock wave of accelerated particles made it to Earth, it caused massive disruption to telegraph communications across Europe and North America. If the disruption was that great in 1859, could you imagine what would happen in 2017? Our entire life is now controlled by computers, and many people are not prepared. Now, while this sunspot may not be the one to panic over, the big one is just around the corner. That is why we need to be prepared and stocked with food and armed in case of an entire system shutdown. I do not trust FEMA in any stretch of the matter, and could see them use this as a way to round people up and place them in FEMA camps. The moral of the story is always be prepared for whatever the universe throws out at us. Well, this is kind of strange, and we are focused on power, the power grid. It's very important. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.